And we're back, and it is Halloween, and we're wrapping up our countdown. We're wrapping up our countdown to the 31 days to Halloween with
Witches!
2020's Witches, The Witches. Currently streaming on HBO Max. It's got writing credits by Robert Zemeckis, Kenya Barris, and Guillermo del Toro from an original book by Roald Dahl.
Wait, can I just say that this movie was amazing?
Yes.
It was great.
Yes. So let's jump right in. Impressions. Olive G, what did you think of the movie?
Unlike the last one that I saw, the special effects on this were good. It was better.
You mean the original Witches?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could tell when they were moving, they were puppets.
Yes.
They were good. I mean, they were for
the 1990
time.
It was good.
And also, like, her arms, how they
that was crazy. That was crazy.
That was the best.
Yeah.
And the toes.
The toes were unreal.
The toe on each foot.
Yeah, that was... I mean, obviously the effects have gotten way better than 1990 effects. And obviously, being a Zemeckis film, you know he's going to have top line stuff.
Dough,
And also, like, her mouth and how
that mouth was crazy. What did it remind me of? Like, I was watching the film and I was like, this reminds me of something. It wasn't in a movie or
splitting open.
Yeah.
There's a Japanese legend about that.
And also, like, in the beginning when she did this to her
split-mouth woman.
Pulled that
gross.
worm out of her head.
And then she was looking at it and
So you like this Witches better than the other Witches?
yeah.
Yeah. Who is your favorite character?
My favorite character was Daisy/Mary. Mary's her real name.
Voiced by the lovely and amazing Kristen Chenoweth. What about you, Gigi? What did you like this movie?
Wait, can I just say something about Daisy?
Yes, go ahead.
Daisy was very fearless. When
She was very fearless.
When she went to save Bruno.
Yes.
She unlike that scene when she was dangling off the edge.
Right.
But then a smooth recovery from it.
And the little boys helped her. What about you, Gigi? What did you think of the film?
I like this movie.
Yeah. Did you like this better than the other Witches, or do you like this the other one more?
This one was superior.
This was superior. Well, as far as special effects, I think, right? And the story was actually, I mean, I never read the book, but this felt like it was probably more true to...
Yeah, I mean, they didn't vary much...
from the original Witches.
From the original Witches movie. I'd never read the book, so I don't know if they're veering off much from the story. There was something towards the end in the original Witches that wasn't present in this one.
Right.
The naked flying kid.
The naked boy flying around in the end. But it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I thought that this one ended in just as satisfying a way as the first one did. Mm-hmm. I liked them both. I think I did enjoy this one a little bit more than the one from, what year did that other one?
1990.
Than the 1990 one. One thing I thought they both had in common was
how they took out the witches?
No, was that the main boy actor, strangely enough, the boy in this one
doesn't have a name.
He's just credited as Hero Boy.
Yeah.
The child was a better voice actor than a physical actor.
Interesting. You thought so?
Yeah.
I thought
this kid was better than the kid in 1990.
Yeah, Luke.
But I think he played sad well. Mm-hmm. But then when he was sort of lightening up a bit, there were some moments where he was a little stiff. Maybe he was just uncomfortable. I don't know. But I mean, he was okay. It was just, I thought, as far as when it was just voice acting, and
it was better.
You could see like the real. You could hear like the enthusiasm or the excitement or the fact that he was getting braver.
Interesting.
Great.
That was another thing that I thought tied the first one to this one, that both times the little boy becomes braver as the mouse, as opposed to the little boy. I think obviously the effects are so much better than they were. Like when they become mice, it's flawless, right? And it's just pretty. like the mice here, you see their fur move. Like the effects, I mean, they did not skimp on the effects on those mice.
The effects. Everything looked good.
Good.
I mean, there was like very few instances where I was like, oh, I could see some sort of
right. No, this is top notch. Yeah. Very well done.
But
very well done.
Overall, very well done. They made the witches look
crazy,
creepy in a very different way. Like in the first one with Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like when she transformed, her face was just like classic witch with a long pointy nose, and she was very monster looking.
Right.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of the part when she like starts sniffing.
Yeah.
And her nose like grew bigger and
her
smaller.
nostrils would get huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also when they turned into rats. They look so ugly.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, they were demons. They weren't really people.
The witch rats were much more terrifying than the cute little mice.
But also, when the Grand High Witch was like stuck in the jar, and then she released the cat, and then it like somehow got rid of all the books that were on the bucket.
The cat was very intelligent.
Yes, the cat. Well, that's why I thought, like, that's how they were going to tie the first one and the second one. Because in the first one, the Angelica Houston character...
had her second.
She had, like, a second in command that she treated very poorly.
Yeah.
And then that witch came back as, like, a good witch and transformed Luke back into a little boy. And I thought that was going to happen here.
And
like, the grandmother was going to...
and he, like, flew into her arms.
Yes. And I thought that in this one, since Octavia Spencer's, the grandmother's character, released the cat, I thought that the cat was then going to morph into a good witch.
Well, that
and change the little boy back into a little boy.
I guess they could have gone that way, but to me that would have felt like sort of a cop-out sort of plot hole thing, because the cat, the only time she was mad at the cat was when the cat jumped into the cage on its own and sort of like...
And actually enjoyed being in the cage.
And sort of like made her look bad in front of the maitre d' or whatever.
The hotel manager.
Yeah, so to me that was the only part where they had a disagreement. Otherwise...
It must have been more, because that cat was ready to eat her.
Yeah, there must have been more, but other than that, you just see the High Witch treating the cat pretty well. I mean, it's crawling all over, and she's demanding that it could go wherever she goes. Mm-hmm. So that would have felt a bit forced to me. Plus...
Maybe.
Plus none of the other animals. I mean, you don't really see much of the other. Like that one witch had the snake, and then the High Witch had a snake dress. But was it a real snake? Because
the tail moved too.
Yeah, but it was always attached to her dress.
Yes,
she didn't want to be naked in front of everyone, though.
No, but the snake was just sort of like a stripe on her dress. It wasn't. I think
at one point it moved, but it didn't stray far from the dress. It stayed.
So I don't know if that was supposed to be a real animal.
I don't know.
She told it to wake up, and that's when its tail fell down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess it could have independently, but I guess it stayed close to her. Maybe it was her Horcrux.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing that the animals were like the witch's familiars. They weren't. Yeah. They weren't people transformed into animals.
Right.
Because then you would have thought that the cat would have been more helpful to them or something like that.
Sure.
But the cat really wasn't helpful, and I think the cat had more of a part to play in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because there was the whole scene in the first movie when he goes to get the bottle. The main adversary in that scene is the cat.
Right.
And this one, the cat didn't do anything, really.
No. Well, I think by that point he was already locked up in the cage.
He was already locked up in the cage, but it was... I found it a little odd that they sort of... Well, we got to do something to get the cat out of the way. And so we're going to put it in the cage. Mm-hmm. And it felt like they were leading to the cat just being left in the hotel room, and she was going to go back, and then the kid would have to maneuver around the cat. But that didn't pan out.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe... I'm betting there was a version of the script where there was a much bigger scene with the cat.
Possibly.
With the boy and the cat.
Possibly. Yeah, because that, in the original, that was like another source of tension, right?
Yeah, that was like one of the big peril moments.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but still, all in all, enjoyable.
No, I'm not saying that I
don't know that I like one more than the other, but I think obviously this one only because the special effects are just more seamless. Obviously, we're spoiled now, right? Because we see stuff and it's like, that doesn't really look good.
I mean, I like them both.
I like them both too.
I thought they both had their strengths. Yeah.
No, I like them both too.
There's nothing to really dislike about either
one of them. No, I think
I thought Angelica Houston was great as the High Witch. I thought Anne Hathaway was great as the High Witch.
She did a great job here. Olive G, who did you like better, the Grand High Witch in the first movie or the Grand High Witch now?
The Grand High Witch now.
What about?
Just crazy.
She was crazy. And
Yeah,
those scenes with the arms.
The arm thing was an awesome new
That
addition.
was an awesome. Really put me over. I was like, I had moments.
And also, the vent,
Yeah, that scene was like, oh my god, run!
And I like how they weren't. I like how it wasn't like the cheap. They could have gone the cheap route with just Mr. Fantastic. It was almost like she was growing new bones, and there were joints.
Yeah,
they were like nuts. Bending weird.
Yeah, like she had like 1,000 elbows.
Yeah.
By the end of
what about you, Gigi? What did you think? Who did you like better, the Grand High Witch from before or the new one?
The Grand High Witch from this movie just because she could do that thing with her arms.
Yeah, and she just seemed creepier.
That I like the mouth effect.
The mouth thing, was amazing. I thought.
I like how
it looked like something. What did it look like? Tell me.
Japanese.
Honestly, it looks like a lot of stuff you see in anime. Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in anime is like somebody smiling super wide and then their mouth opens and they got fangs.
Yeah.
It's pretty common.
And in this one, Anne Hathaway's wardrobe is stunning.
She was a smart dresser.
Yeah, she had some pretty frocks on her.
She had a weird chest piece, though.
Yeah, she wore a weird golden chest plate. Yeah.
At the end, like when it fell down, who even wears that?
The Grand High Witch does.
The Grand High Witch does.
That's just so weird.
Well, maybe that's something from the book.
Possibly.
Like there was something.
Yeah, I feel like this probably was closer to the book than the original one. Although they're both great movies on their own. So I'm glad that we started the countdown with witches and we're ending it with the witches. Gigi, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this movie?
I'd give it an 8.
I too would give it an 8. Olive G, what would you give this movie? 1 to 10.
I would give it a 9.5.
9.5.
Nice.
What about you, husband?
I would also give it an 8.
Yeah.
I think this is
solid
a solid good,
film.
Fun movie. Good for the kids. It's got its little scary moments. It's not too scary. Even when people get hurt, it's not really that bad. Like Bruno gets his tail caught in the mouse trap.
Yeah.
It's not bloody at all.
It's not bloody at all. It's almost cartoonish. It snaps on his tail and he's dragging the mouse trap with him. Whereas in the first one, he actually gets his tail chopped off by a cleaver.
Right.
Which you're like, oh, I mean, there's no blood there either, but still.
Yeah. And the other difference in this one was that at the end, like Bruno and Daisy / Mary wind up living with the grandma and the boy because in the first one, the Jenkins take Bruno.
Yeah, his parents take him home.
Yeah, but in this one they didn't.
This one they didn't.
So
the mother was a freak.
Well, she was just afraid, I guess, but it was so weird. Yeah.
You know what I thought was a little weird?
Cat.
And I don't know why they did it, or maybe they didn't, and maybe it was just my imagination, but I could swear when they show Bruno to the mother at the end and she reacts, her scream, it looks CG.
Really?
Yeah, like her face goes contorts in such a way that I was like, is that CG? Either that or
they use CG.
Either that or that actress pulled the weirdest face I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but the thing that again, my interpretation was that when the grandmother tried to bring Bruno back to the Jenkins or to Mrs. Jenkins, it seemed like Bruno couldn't talk. Like only certain people can hear. Because remember, Mary was like, oh, well, I was going to say something, but then I decided I couldn't. So I think only certain people are susceptible to...
She decided against it. Anyone can hear, but she just decided against it.
Yeah, I didn't pick... Because Bruno spoke to his mom.
Did he?
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, she heard him.
That's when she screamed.
Ah.
She
I thought you
decided not
didn't.
to, and her reasoning was because people are afraid
And-
no animals talk.
And I mean, the whole thing is bookended with Chris Rock giving that speech. He's
Yeah.
giving it to a room full of kids. He's
Yeah.
a mouse.
Yeah. I wondered if Mary and
You
Bruno were there.
have your mouse potion.
Dangerous business killing witches.
I guess.
There were some casualties along the way we don't know about.
Possibly. But they don't go into it, so I guess that's it. This has been fun. Thank you,
Yeah.
family.
31
I really enjoyed
movie
doing the
reviews.
31 days of Halloween with everyone, and I guess we'll go back to one a week.
Yeah.
It'll be strange to not constantly be watching movies. And there's still so many
Nah,
good horror
it
movies.
won't.
There's still so many good horror movies out there.
Yeah, we didn't.
I think we just barely scratched the surface. So it'll be great to come back next year for our second annual 31-day countdown to Halloween. But that's it from us for now, and we wish
should
you all a
probably
very
do
happy.
Christmas movies.
I'm sure we will. We wish you all a very happy and ghoulishly fun Halloween. That's it from us. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll be back with another
Happy
review
Halloween.
soon. Happy Halloween.
And watch The Witches. It's a good.
And watch The Witches on HBO Max.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.